right, so it's a little bit later in the evening, and so what I decided to do is I actually decided to paint the bumpers. I'm still working on sanding the bed down, but I wanted to go ahead and get these bumpers sanded and painted because the humidity is down right now, and I don't know when I'll get another chance for the humidity to be down. So, like I said, that's 2 coats of base, two coats of satin clear on it. So once this dries off, this should be a satin color. And yeah, there's trash in it. I'm spraying outside. There's not a whole lot that I can do about that. But so, like I said, hopefully the customer will be okay with this. Uh, it says it should be dry within 4 hours touch. So like I said, all right, so that video cut me off. So it says it's supposed to be dry within 4 hours. The biggest issue that I have with this clear is supposed to be excellent UV resistant. So sitting outside in the sun, we shouldn't have any trouble with it. It should actually hold up to the outside elements like it needs to be in a bumper. So hopefully no peeling, cracking, chipping, none of that, unless you get rock debris and stuff from the road debris. But this stuff was really creamy looking. It was like a pale yellow type deal, real almost like a caramel color. It's not typical of the satin clear that I've shot before. Usually it's like a milky color, more of a white tinge, kind of a cloudy white tinge color. This stuff here, you couldn't even see through it once I mixed it up, but that's okay. That's what it calls for. It actually calls for you to brush it on. So I'd kind of be interested to see how that looks whenever you brush it on, because it says that that's technically the best way to apply it. But you can apply it with HVLP spray guns, which is what we did here, just like we're doing with the cab. So I'm gonna get in here, start sanding on the bed some, try and sand the cab probably tomorrow if nothing happens, get everything taped up. Hopefully by Thursday or Friday I'll be able to get this thing shot so that it can be curing, and then I will try and sand it and buff it within a week or two once the clear actually cures. So hopefully this brings you in, gives you a little sneak peek of what the bumpers are going to look like. I think they turned out really well. We'll see what they look like tomorrow whenever I get here. Temperature wise, it's supposed to be in the 50s tonight. This clear says as long as it's above 45, I think it is 40, 45, everything should be good. Low humidity, no humidity tonight that I can tell. As long as the dew keeps off of it, we should be good. But if it doesn't, we got enough that we can do it again if we have to. We'll try and resituate into a different environment if that's the case. But I think these will turn out okay. So I'm gonna get back in here sanding on the bed, try and get it taped up tonight. All right, so let me get you caught up on what we done last week, because I didn't video a whole lot of this. So we basically started with 600, sanded the entire side of the bed down, both sides. Then I came back with 800 and wet sanded 800. Took a red Scotch Brite to the places that were still shiny. As you can see, I took all of the tape except for the hinge tape here off of where the gas filler necks are. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in here and actually tape this off right up in through here, so that whenever I paint this again, it'll actually paint it there. Won't have to worry about lines anymore. But as you can see, I kind of broke back through trying to sand some of these runs out, and you can still see the outline of the runs where they've actually turned white on me. So what happens, this particular clear, for whatever reason, ends up leaving almost like solvent pop bubbles where there's runs at. So there's really no way to get out of that and get rid of that without respraying base over top of that. So that's what I plan on doing on this. Again, the tailgate turned out fine. We're not redoing the tailgate. So what I'm going to do is I'll come back in here, tape everything off, and spray the bedside again, and try not to run it this time. Right now, I've still got to do the underside lip on either side of the wheel arch, and I still have to do some sanding on the wheel arch itself inside. just to make sure that it is sanded and all the runs are sanded out of it. Let me show you back here on the back. So we're not doing the entirety of the bed itself. I'm just coming back to this body line where the panel actually overlaps right here, and I've sanded it down. What I'll do is I'll come in here and I'll tape everything up, get everything took care of, and then same on this side. Like I said, still got to do some sanding down low on this. I got the door flipped over. You see the video of the door itself whenever I sprayed it. So I got all of the door jamb itself sprayed. I got it flipped over, got it wiped down. 800 wet again, just went over just to make sure. I had to get overspray off of the edges of the door here. And out in the other shop where the truck is, the cab itself, what I'm going to do is, you saw me epoxy those door sill plates. What I'm going to do is I still need to scuff that door frame, the door jamb itself, on the passenger side, and get everything taped off so that I can spray that whole entire side of that cab. And like I said, everything's already been sanded and prepped out there except for the door jamb itself. It's just a matter of red Scotch-Brighting it, getting it ready to go, and then I'll be able to go ahead and tape it off, plastic the rest of it, so that then I can get everything sprayed. Hopefully this week. It'd be nice to. This is coming up on Labor Day. This upcoming week is Monday will be Labor Day. So I'm trying to get everything kind of prepared and done to where it can be done, painted Labor Day, and it can set for a week or so before I sand and buff it. So that way everything kind of cures out. So like I said, Tamco Clear is super great, super high solids, but man, it takes forever for that stuff to dry and cure, at least from my perspective. It may be the humidity, I don't know. But like I said, and wherever you get runs at, you're going to have to respray, like completely respray. So plan on that. If you are buying Tamco Clear currently with the 4100 series that I've been using, it causes white solvent bubbles in the clear itself. Even after you wet sand them, you cannot wet sand them out without going all the way back down to the base. So maybe it was in the first layer that I put down, right? The first coat of clear. I don't know. Haven't contacted Tamco about it. Not really worried about it too much. I have enough base left that I can spray that over again and not have to worry about it. So that's what we're going to do. Just thought I'd update you. Like I said, I'm going to tonight and tonight and tomorrow try and get the bottoms of the bed sanded and get the cab prepped and ready to go for paint, so that we can try and get everything took care of on it. So let's do this. Okay, so we've got the epoxy sanded on the door, and we're going to see if we can spray some color on it tonight. I'm going to seal it with this black epoxy again, thinned out a little bit more, let it flash. Then I'm going to come back with 2 coats of base, let that flash, and then I'm going to go ahead and spray clear over top of everything as well. So we should have everything going tonight. It is currently, I think, 8 o'clock. Yep, a little bit after 8 o'clock. So we're going to try it and see what happens. Okay, here's the first coat of base. Second coat of base. Didn't realize y'all was still on, so second coat of base on. We'll let that flash until it dulls out, and then we'll shoot our first coat of clear. Okay, let's get some clear on it. Second and final coat of clear. Alright, that's everything coated. Inside and out. Now we'll let this flash off, let it dry, and like I said, a lot of this in here will kind of smooth out. I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of texture. Yeah, there you go. You can see the texture in it. Some of it'll smooth out. I'm not really worried about it too much. But that's the passenger side door, sanded, primed, or sanded, sealed, painted, 2 coats of base, 2 coats of clear. We're gonna call it good with that. See if this stuff levels out. I'm getting out of here tonight. It's about 9:19, so we made good time on that. Like I said, this Tamco clear, same stuff, still using the same stuff because that's what I've got. That's what I bought. So it ends up drying a little bit faster than what they say it do, even with the extra slow clear coat reducer, or the slow clear coat reducer. It still dries to the touch, ready for the next coat at about 15 minutes. They say 30, but at 30, what I found is it's completely dry. 15, it's tacky and stringy, like typical clear would be. So maybe I might be doing that wrong. I don't know, but that's the way that I'm been used to spraying. So that's the way I'm gonna spray this. And like I said, we'll come back in here tomorrow and see what this thing looks like. Talk to you then. All right, so here's the bumpers that we sprayed last night. Rear bumper. As you can see, they turned out pretty decent. There's a couple fish eyes in the rear bumper, but the front bumper, I went ahead and put the rubber back on it, the trim pieces back on it, and it turned out fairly decent. So that way it'll be fully blacked out. So this was sprayed with 2 coats of base, and then it was sprayed with some UV resistant clear, so hopefully it'll hold up. But the customer can always go back and buy black bumpers to suit their needs after the fact. I did find them online, but I figured this might be a cheaper alternative that will hold up for a little while. It won't hold up forever, but it will hold up for a little while, because this bumper here, the rear bumper, is beat and banged up pretty bad, if you remember. So like I said, there's dents and stuff still in it, but you know, it's painted, it's there. We're gonna let her flicker. I'm gonna go back in here and try and finish up on sanding on this bed, because the customer contacted me today and wants to pick the truck up fully finished the 18th of September, which is about 3 weeks away. I talked to the guy with the side steps today, the fabricator. He said he had some problems with shipping, had to get refunded, had to reorder them. It's a whole big mess. So hopefully they'll be here in time for him to do his fabrication and welding on those, and then we can get it back to the customer as quick as possible. So like I said, I'm gonna finish sanding on the bed tonight, probably go ahead and sand the door jamb around the passenger side, get it taped up, prepped, ready to go, because tomorrow I'm going to try and go ahead and spray the bed, the door, and that side of the cab, so that way possibly by Friday I can come in, have the other side taped up, sanded, hood and that side completely taped up, ready to go, so that maybe Monday I can come in and spray all of the driver's side, get the driver's door fixed. I've already fixed the seal plate, but I still got to fix the around the driver's door itself, the actual trim out around the door itself, where it had wrinkled, and then we'll respray it, and it's putting everything back together, right? So cross your fingers that nothing else goes sideways on this thing, because it's been a uphill battle ever since we started, but we're gonna keep plugging away at it. So here we go. I got the door completely taped up, ready to go, already sprayed with wax and grease remover, ready to be done. Got the bed outside of it completely wiped down with wax and grease remover, 600, 800, gray Scotch Brite, red Scotch Brite, all the above, both sides. Let's go out here to the other shop. On the truck, I got this whole side, passenger side, taped off, ready to go. Whole thing's been sanded, 600, 800, wet, gray Scotch Brite, red Scotch Brite. Inside the door jambs, all the way up. I taped it up top, where we had a breaking point. All of this has been ready to go all the way back to here. And like I said, I'm taping it off on this body line right here behind the bed. And then what I'll do is after I get this completely sprayed, I'll put the door back on. I'll untape this, go ahead and probably sand that side down, get it taped up. So we'll spray from here all the way around on the driver's side, take that door off on the driver's side, get it stripped, get it ready. Still got the hood to do. I showed you last night, the bumpers are already done. Let's take a look at them in the daylight, because it was wasn't quite daylight whenever we saw them before. But as you can see, like I said, they turned out pretty decent, but they're really not satin. They're more vibrant and shiny than satin. But like I said, they'll work for what I need them to work for. So probably not going to let you guys see me spray, because it's rather time consuming, and I'm trying to get this thing knocked out. So what I'll do is I'll bring you back after we finish spraying everything, show you the ending results, and that way you can see what's happened before and after. And then like I said, it's the same process that I did on the hood, on the roof and on the door jambs before. You've seen it a million times. I'm not going to show it to you again, but I'll bring you back whenever I get through. All right, let's walk around and see what it is. 2 coats clear on the door, 2 coats base. Like I said, door looks pretty decent. Everything turned out okay on it that I can tell. It had some more trouble out of the bed. So remember the places where I told you we had runs? Well, they're still showing up as almost like solvent pop. I guess that, like I said, it's something to do with the way the clear hardened, I guess. I don't know. Me and Pops were kind of stumped on it. So this is just base on the bed. I'm going to come back and try and sand those places and see if I can get them smooth. Had a couple places where I sanded through back down to the primer, and even though I sealed it before I sprayed the base on it, it still wrinkled a little bit, so sanded those out. Still got to work on some more of that, so we'll get that another day. 2 coats of base, 3 coats of clear on this, and it's significantly hotter out here, but there is some orange peel in it. I'll end up probably sanding it and buffing it. Might even re-clear it all at the same time, but like I said, everything seemed to lay down pretty decent and smooth, relatively smooth, minus the orange peel. Like I said, the extra slow reducer would have probably helped out a lot, even though it's not but like 80 degrees out here, 75, 80 degrees. But yeah, like I said, it's sprayed. You can see my reflection in it, right? You can see how many fingers I'm holding up. Same deal, got a red shirt on. But you know, like I said, there's still orange peel in it pretty bad. So we'll see what it looks like in a couple of days, and we'll sand it, buff it, whatever we need to do, re-clear it. But yeah, that's it. So it's 4 o'clock now. Yep, 4 o'clock. I started at 9, give or take 9:15 this morning, just to get this done. And so yeah, all right. Hopefully this helps you. See you on the next one.